am so excited to talk about this tonight because here's the thing, it works. No pun intended, but Cassie told me she was signing like 8 customers a day. And this was a couple months ago. And I was like, what the heck are you doing? Like to sign 8 customers a day? Like that's insane. Last month she signed 59 customers doing this. Courtney on my team signed 61 doing this. So we know that this method works if you do it consistently. And I love talking about stuff that works. Okay. So we know that if you can follow the simple method, you can sign as this many customers too. And so I started following this method last month and signed over 20, which is huge for me. I've never been a mass customer enroller. I'm stronger on the distributor side, but after I started following this, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm signing all these customers and my volume is increasing, and I am so excited. So I wanted to interview Cassie because she's the queen of it. All right, Cass. So let's just talk about like why would you want to host a post? Like why would you not just continue posting on your social media? Like can you kind of talk about like Facebook and the algorithm a little bit?
Okay, so you guys, if you're not doing host posts, you're going to want to start doing it by the time we're done with the Zoom. Like it is legitimately so amazing. And I'm so mad at myself because I feel like I learned so much about this like a year ago. I've heard people talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. And I had tried it once or twice, but like I really didn't get it and I really didn't have like a system. So for me, I'm like the farthest thing from organized. Like being disorganized is like makes sense to me. I don't know why. But so when it came to doing this, I was like, I don't get it. Like I don't get how it works. I don't know what you do. Like I had to have some kind of system for me to understand it. So when I started doing this last month, I was like, where the heck was this a year ago? Because it has completely changed my business. It's completely changed my team's businesses for those of them that have participated in it and done it. And anybody that you talk to will tell you that host post is amazing. Like I haven't talked to one person who doesn't like it. So for host posts, okay, so basically like as far as like algorithm goes, the reason why I love host posts, you guys, is because what do we teach you when you first get started? Or at least what did you get taught, right? Message, add, and post on social media every single day if social media is your main outlet to work your business, right? So when you're doing a host to post, right, every single day you should be posting to your social media, at least a minimum, whatever you're taught, okay? You should be opening the door and talking about your business every single day on social media if that's your platform. But when you're doing a host to post, when you're having somebody else post for you, because essentially that's what host post is, you're having someone else post for you, right? You're having them post for you. So you're reaching a whole nother outlet of people on someone else's Facebook, of people that you're not even connected to yet, right? So they're doing work for you. When you are commenting and you're messaging the people that are commenting on their post, you're adding to your network. Because every single person that's commenting on those posts, you should be adding as a friend. You shouldn't just be messaging them. But then after you friend request them, you're sending them a message and you're asking them and you're telling them about whatever the product was that you posted about, right? So essentially, someone else is doing work for you by posting for you every day. You're messaging every day and you're adding to your network every day. So why would you not want to do it? Because you're knocking everything out by doing one thing, and half of the work is done for you because someone else is doing it for you. That's it. It's literally that simple. And by you doing this, you guys, essentially you're boosting your Facebook algorithm, in my opinion, because you're getting so much attention and so much feedback from all these different people that you're not connected to from interaction on those posts. So without getting too complicated, I mean, that's pretty much what host post is and why it's awesome.
Yeah, you're opening up your net. So you're opening up more networks of people. So if you were to like look at a map and like picture this like in your head, like, okay, so you message Sarah and ask her to post a post for you. Okay, so Sarah has 1,000 friends that you don't know. Like you don't know those people. But when she posts on her wall, like 1,000 other people, and I'm not saying all those people are going to see the post, but you're opening up that door for all of Sarah's friends that you would have never been able to talk to without her posting for you. So you're just opening up this huge network of people instead of your own, because we're only allowed to have 5,000 friends on Facebook. So you have to constantly be rotating people out. But by posting, having other people post for you, you can reach so many more people. It's just insane. Okay, Cassie. So I have a lot of questions. Is like, well, I don't know who to message to ask to host a post for me. And I was in the same boat when I started this, because I remember messaging you and be like, oh my gosh, do I message this person or that person, or who do I message? Like, I don't know who to message to ask to host a post for me. So how do you go about asking people, or who do you go to ask them to host a post?
Okay, so I've actually started doing 2 different things. So I've talked to you about one, and I've recently, the last couple of days, done a second thing. Okay, so the first thing, so what I do is I print out my Facebook friends list. Okay, you have to do it on a desktop. You can't do it on your phone. You can probably do it on a laptop, but you have to do it on a desktop. Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you go to your Facebook, your main Facebook page, and you click on settings, and you'll see a little link that says download Facebook data. Okay, and when you click that, it's going to ask you what you want to download, and you can click whatever you want. I just do friends, not friend requests, not followers, not who's following me, not outgoing friend requests. It's just the people that I'm friends with. Okay, so basically you're going to download it in a couple minutes or a couple hours, depending on how many friends you have. It's going to alert you that it's downloaded it for you. Okay, and then what you'll do is you'll go to the exact same page, you'll just bring it up, and you'll download it to your computer. And you're going to transfer it to a Word document. So it'll save it as a file on your computer, and you can name it whatever you want to. I just put it on my desktop so it's easy to find. And then you're going to go to a Word document is what I use to just keep it simple. And you're going to open it in a Word document. So it's essentially going to show up as a list, like as if you typed a document. There's a setting on, chill out, bro. My dog's like freaking out. So there's a setting on Word where you can basically, like, it's like a new word that's been updated, but in the top it says like layout or something, and you'll click columns, and you can select however many columns you want, but basically this is how you print it out. Okay, so I do 3 columns per paper, so I'm not wasting paper, is basically what I'm explaining to you. Okay, so you can just print it out with 1 column per paper, but so you don't waste it, since you have so many friends, or you probably do. I just do 3 columns, and then I print it out. Okay, mine was probably 70 or 80 pages, but I printed front and back. That way, again, wasn't wasting paper. So after I've printed my Facebook list, I started at the very bottom, like when I first had a Facebook. So it was like 2011 or something. And I've done this in the past. In like December, I went through my friends list and messaged for customers, and that was before I did host posts. So I'm essentially remessaging all of these people that I've talked to before, but also people that I've never connected with, because I've made a lot of friends since December. Okay, so I go through my Facebook friends list, and basically what I do is I will take 1 column a day, 1, because my goal is to have a minimum of at least 4 to 5 people every single day making a post for me. That's just what works for me. I've done more than that in a day, and I've gotten blocked on Messenger because you're adding too quickly and you're messaging too quickly. And when you're connecting with people that you're not friends with on Facebook and you're messaging them, Facebook kind of thinks that you're spam. And so it can block you because it's like, oh my God, she's messaging all these random people and she's not even friends with them. Like, it thinks you're a computer. So because it does it too fast, or if you do it too fast, it will block you. So for me, a good medium is just 4 to 5 posts. Now, some of them might blow up and some of them might not, and that's totally fine. It's just a numbers game, you guys. So don't freak out if you make a post and nobody comments, okay? I'm going to tell you exactly what I do to start boosting the algorithm and to start getting interaction immediately, okay? So essentially, to start messaging people, that's what you're doing. You can use your Facebook friends list. That's how I stay organized. That way, every day I move to a new column, and at the bottom of the column, I'll write down that date of when I messaged those people. I'll message usually when I wake up in the morning. If I don't get responses within an hour or 2, then I will message another column of people. So I'm messaging anywhere from 40 to 80 people a day. Okay, because each column has about 40 people in it. At least mine does, the way that it printed. So I'm messaging anywhere from 40 to 80 people to get 4 to 5 people to post. I know that might blow your mind because that's like a lot of people, right? You think maybe if I message 10, I'll get all 10, and that might happen. But some people are going to read it. Some people might not respond. Some people might not be into it, and that's okay, okay? It's not the end of the world. Just keep asking, because I promise you people will do it, okay? So I never message more than 2 columns a day, because if I get more than 4 to 5 people to say yes for that day, I'm scheduling those other people for the next day. I will never do more than 4 to 5 because I've been there, done that, and it was not good for me. So I'll schedule them for the next day. So the other option, okay, because now I'm getting into that, the other option would be the other day, like 2 days ago, I made a post on my Facebook page, and you guys might see some leaders doing this. I made a post on my page, and I already deleted it, but basically it said, I'm giving away 10 free samples of Keto Energy. Who wants in? That's all I said. And you can word it however you want. And I did Keto Energy because I'm obsessed with it. I don't know if y'all are obsessed with it, but I'm obsessed with it. And it's only $30 for 30 packets, which is amazing. Okay. So do you order the product yourself? Yes, you order the product yourself, and you're giving those samples away for free. So basically what I did now, and I'm still using my Facebook friends list, but this is another option. I made this post and I got way more than 10 comments. So what happened is everybody that commented, I messaged them and I said, I'll read it to you because I put it in a text replacement. So I messaged everybody that commented and I said, hey girlfriend, okay, so I'm giving out a free sample of Keto Energy for anyone that does me a quick favor. How would you feel about me giving you a post to put on your Facebook? That's simple. You post one post and I send you a free sample. So I'm giving them a free sample just for posting, not for signing anybody, just for posting. If I do it the other way, I'm telling them if I sign at least 2 people, I'll give them a sample of some kind or a couple samples, like a goodie bag. And if I sign more than 4, I'm giving them a full-size product of whatever I choose. It's going to be a select few. It's not going to be anything they want. It's going to be a select few. And I'm pretty much offering pretty much any of the products that come in the fit packs right now is what I chose, but you can do whatever you want. So that's what I chose to do. So with this other post, the Keto Energy post, anybody that comments, I message them that message. And after they post for me, I put them in a note in my phone so I don't forget that they posted. And then I'm sending them that free sample. They send me their address after they've posted. Okay. So for them, like you can still give them other free product if you want, but I just chose to do it different. So without going too far, without like in detail, that's basically the way that I approach people.
Yeah, I love that. I just started doing that same thing last night. I put up a post that said, if you're interested in free samples of keto coffee, comment below. And I just say no purchase necessary. And then when they comment, I message and say, you know, if you would put up a post for me, of course, I actually said if I find a customer, I'll send you a sample. But I like the idea of sending them a sample just for putting it up. Right. But yeah, so, you know, when I was starting to do host to post, I was like, Cassie, like, I've messaged them before and they never answered. Like, do I message them again? And she's like, yes, stop thinking about it. Just message them. So literally, like, don't think about, like, don't overanalyze who you're asking to host a post. Like, just message, like Cassie said, that column. Just message every single person on that list. Don't think about whether you've messaged them before, whether they ignored you, whether they told you no before. Because literally, I am messaging people that I've asked to be a distributor and they never responded to me, but they are putting up a post for me. So don't worry about if you've messaged them before and they told you no or whatever, ignored you. Just keep messaging them. And like Cassie said, some people will tell you no, that they don't want to put up the post. It's totally fine, you guys. If they don't want to do it, they don't want to do it. Move on, because somebody else will put up a post for you. But don't stop asking people to host a post just because 1 or 2 people told you no. Because literally, I probably have 4 people tell me no today, but I have 5 people tell me yes. So you just have to keep messaging and doing it every single day, because like Cassie said, some days will be hot and some days won't be so hot. But that's why the consistency is so important. Okay, Cass. So when you're going to ask somebody to host a post for you, what do you message them? What do you say?
First of all, I'm answering a question that's in the chat. Yes, you can print out your on Facebook. I just saw it and I'll forget if I don't answer it. So yes, you can print out your follower list on Instagram, but you literally have to copy it and paste it. So you're going to sit there and like scroll and highlight for however long it takes you to highlight all your followers. And then you copy it or you paste it into a Word document and you print it. That's how I do it. But yes, I've done that before. So.
But you have to do that on the desktop
I don't
too,
think
right?
you can. I mean, I don't know how you would do that on a phone. That would take forever if you can't, if that's even possible. But I've done it before on a desktop and it works. But you just literally have to copy and paste it. You can't like download it or anything. At least I don't know that you can. Okay, so when I'm messaging somebody about being doing host to post, I will go through, like I said, go through my Facebook friends list. And I literally just go to my messenger, I open it up, and I type the first person's name. And just like we were just talking about, you guys, unless it's a distributor, unless it's somebody that I'm friends with that's already a distributor, I don't care who it is. I'm messaging every single person, even if it's someone I've never messaged before, which that hasn't really happened until I'm getting into like the newer months, which I'm not even there yet. So, and you don't want to do it too fast anyways, because you don't want to run out of your Facebook friends list. Like you should be adding to your network every day, right? So what I do is I send them a message and I'll literally put it in the chat because my phone, let me see if my text replacements will work. What is my, hold on. See if it's connected. It's not. Okay, so literally my message to send them is, hey girl, I have a question.
That's it. And that's it. Like that is it. The first thing you send is, hey girl, I have a question.
Yeah, and I have an emoji that has heart eyes. But that's it. Hey girl, I have a question. That is all I say. I don't say, hey, will you post for me? Will you do this? Will you do that? Blah, 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 blah. No. Hey girl, I have a question. That's literally all I say. Because then they're going to be like, what? Like, what? They're going to be so intrigued that you're messaging them. They're going to be like, well, what do you, like, what's up? And that's usually what they'll say. Hey, what's up? Or yes, ma'am, or whatever. And then they will say whatever they say. They respond. And then my second message, and you guys, I have all of these in text replacements. If you don't utilize text replacements, you're not living. Okay? I'm just going to throw that out there. Because it has changed my whole business since I learned that, I don't know, probably 2 years ago. Because it saves you so much time when you're having conversations.
There's a video. Yeah, there's a video on Elite Warriors about your text replacement. Yeah. Just search text replacement video or text replacements on Elite Warriors and you can watch that video.
Yeah, it's freaking amazing. So if you want to know how to do it, go watch that because I did not know there was one, but apparently there is. So I use text replacements for everything. So for my host to post, I don't type words that are like host or post, like words that you normally would type. Because if you say it in a conversation and you hit the space bar, it'll accidentally put your text replacement and you might not be paying attention and you don't want to do that. So my text replacements for host to post are P1, P2, P3, P4. They're all in order of how I have that conversation. Okay. And they go all the way to number 8. So that's what I do in case you were wondering. So my next question is P2 and it basically says, how would you feel, just like I kind of said earlier, how would you feel about me giving you a post to put on your page based on who I signed from it? I can send you a free product in the mail. That's what I say. I have never had anybody say, well, what's the product like that you're going to send me? Or what do I get? Or that, like, I've never had anybody ask me that. And I will gladly tell them, if I sign 2, I'll give you a free sample bag. If I sign more than 4, I'll give you a full-size product of A, B, and C of your choice. But I haven't had anybody ask. So if you do, it's not a big deal. Just tell them. So that's my second message. And then usually they'll say, sounds good. Okay, whatever, whatever. So my third message will be what I want them to post. It will be the post. And then I'll send them the picture I want them to post. If you have a picture, if you don't, that's cool. I don't know what you guys like to do, but mine is hair, skin, and nails, and it has a picture. So I'll send them the post, the picture, and then I have another message I send with it, and it says, you'll copy and paste this post with the picture and tag my name. That's it. I'll do the rest. If you could post it past, and here's the key part for me, okay? You don't have to do this, but this is what has been crucial for me getting responses. I tell them to post it past 4:30. I don't know if this is real, like, facts, but when I started doing Host to Post, I got on Google and I searched what the best times were to post on Facebook. Everything that I looked at said to post between 3 to 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know why, but that's what it said. Now it could be different. I don't know. I started this a month ago, but that's what it told me. So I always tell them to post it past 4:30. So I'll say post it past 4:30 and don't forget to tag me. I'll remind you. When you send that message and it says at 4:30, it gets underlined. Anytime you send anybody anything in a messenger and it has a time or a day, it underlines it. So I immediately click on that. Okay, I'll send it to Kayla and I'll show you an example just so y'all are with me on this, okay? Okay, so I just sent this to Kayla. Can y'all see how it's underlined right here? Okay, so I'm gonna click it. It pops up and asks me if I want to create a reminder. My dog is eating everything on the floor. So it asks if I want to create a reminder. He's like a kid, I swear. Like, I've never had a kid. So I'm going to click the first option, says tomorrow at 4:30, because it's obviously 8 o'clock Central Time right now. So it's past 4:30. So it's going to think that I'm thinking about tomorrow. Okay. But if it was like 2 right now, this would say today at 4:30. So if I'm talking to them today about posting today, then I will click this and it would say today at 4:30. I would click it and it will set an alarm in our messenger, in our chat. So at 4:30, it will alert her and it will also alert me. That way they don't forget, they don't not post, they've already agreed to it. Okay, so I don't just rely on that though. After they say yes, if I do not have their phone number, you better believe I'm getting it. So I will also ask for their phone number and I will say, what's a good number to reach you at, just in case I can't get a hold of you via messenger. Or you can just say, what's a good number to reach you at? I even say that. Sometimes I don't even go into detail. I'll get their phone number. I'll put them in my phone. When I get alerted on the chat, because it will alert you, and if you have 4 to 5 set up that day, it will alert you for every single one. Don't worry. And it automatically bumps that conversation up to the top of your chat so you don't lose them. And then I'll also text them. And I say, hey girl, just reminding you to go ahead and make the post. I've already sent it in the chat. And don't forget to tag me. And I keep repeating, don't forget to tag me, because I have had people who will just copy the post like I tell them to do. And it just has my name written. And I've had people before not actually tag me, and so I don't get notified. So just make sure you repeat, tag me, tag me, tag me, tag me, tag me, so that they will tag you, okay? Most people will, but I have had that happen, so I just keep reminding them. So I text them, and I have that alert set as well. And then they'll make the post, and it should go to your pending approvals. So that's a big thing too, in my opinion, is to have them have your settings on Facebook. If it were me, have your settings turned on to where you have to approve when people tag you in posts. It's like a privacy setting. And the reason why is because if you're having 5 to 10 or 5 people every single day, or 4 people, or even 1 every day, and you're utilizing this tool, they're gonna blow up on your newsfeed and on your personal page. So they're gonna be everywhere. Some people like that. I don't, because I want my normal posts every day to be seen. So because I do it every day, I don't want all of these posts on my page of the same post from different people. I don't want that. So I have it turned on to where they're pending approval. So like right now, just to stay organized, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So if you go to your regular Facebook page, okay, here's mine. Right here under my name, it says 80 pending posts. So those are all my pending posts from Host to Post. So when I click on them, it's all these people, okay? So anytime I want to go back and check comments that I might have missed, or I need to go back and check for people that have signed up so I can give that person a reward, that's how I go back and check, because usually they won't delete it. So that's how I keep track of it. And that's also how I keep track of who's actually tagged me, because if they've tagged you, it's going to pop up in there. If they haven't tagged you, it's not going to show up there, and you need to tell them to tag you. So I think I did so much more than you asked me.
I don't even remember what I asked, so that was great. I asked you a conversation. So that was good. I love the reminder, because sometimes people forget to post, and I have to ask them. I'm like, oh, did you post it? Because I never saw it. But I like the reminder. That's a really good tip. Okay, so like Cassie said, she does hair, skin, and nails. I personally do the cleanse, and I've just had like amazing responses with it. I think Cassie does the cleanse sometimes too. So I've just consistently done the cleanse. I like doing the cleanse because you can also talk to people about more like weight loss stuff, because usually if they want the cleanse, they might be interested in more weight loss stuff. So you can kind of, talk to them and maybe upsell them some things. But so Cassie, when you're talking to people, and I have my own tips for this, but you can give your tips first. When you get the comments on the post, kind of talk about your process when you start getting comments on that post.
Okay, so again, I use text replacements. So you guys, I message so fast. It's like stupid, so fast, because my text replacements are a letter and a number. So I know what post goes to what letter and what number, and because they're all in order. So like I use hair, skin, and nails. Okay. So when I message somebody that comments, as soon as they comment, okay, and let me start with this. When someone posts for me, as soon as I get an alert that says such and such has tagged you in a post, I immediately go to that post, I heart it, and I comment. Here's why. The Facebook algorithm is out to get you, to put it simply. It doesn't want any of your stuff to be seen, I swear. So in order to boost the algorithm and in order to boost your interaction, I immediately start interacting on that post so that it starts generating for people to see it, okay? So I go to it, and this was in like a algorithm training that Lachelle did, I think. And she talked about how they've changed now that they have all the interactions on Facebook, like where you can heart it or be mad or be sad or whatever, or wow or whatever. They want you to utilize that tool. So if you're just liking something, it's gonna give interaction. But when you're giving it an emotion, like liking or loving it, hearting it, whatever you want to call it, it does even more for the algorithm, and it's going to show it to more people because they want you to utilize those tools. So
I always use the love button. I never ever hit like that.
It helps you even more. And I think she even said, or somebody said this because it's been drilled in my head ever since I heard it, but the more that you heart stuff, like you love it, you wow it, you're sad, you're angry, whatever, and not like, it's gonna boost your algorithm even more, and it's gonna boost theirs. So it's gonna show you more of that person's stuff when you're reacting to it, is what it's called, reacting. So I never even use the like button anymore. Or at least I try not to. I try to always react to things when I'm interacting with people on Facebook or Instagram is different. But so I'll immediately go to that person. I'll say messaged you. Okay. So I'll love the post. I'll comment like heart eyes or the little glasses, like the cool little smiley face or whatever you want to do. And then as people start commenting, I say messaged you, check your requests. And the reason why I say check your requests is because 99% of the time, you're not friends with those people and you're not connected to them. So if you try to send them a message, it's going to go to their requests folder or their filtered folder or their folder or whatever you want to call it. It's not going to immediately show in their inbox. And if they don't have Messenger downloaded to their phone, it's not going to alert them that they have a message. So they're going to be like, okay, she said she messaged me, but like, I don't have a message. She's crazy. I don't understand. Like, and they're not ever going to talk to you, and you're going to miss out on that person. So I always make sure to say messaged you, check your requests. That way they know to go check that folder so that they can.
Oh my God.
Can you hear me?
What was that? Yeah, I don't know what that was.
You just screamed.
So weird.
So anyways, so I'll message them immediately after I comment. I'll go to their page. I friend request them. Then I message them. And when I click on message, I add them to Messenger. So I've added them as a friend. I add them on Messenger. Then I send the message, because you're trying to connect with them in as many ways as possible. Okay. So after I send the message, my message is, we're talking about what I message for people who've commented, right? So
Yeah.
the first message is, hey girl, I saw your comment on, and I say the person's name whose post they commented on. That way, if I ever forget or ever get confused, or I need to remember who that person, like if that person signs up, I need to know who that person was connected to so I know who to reward for the free product, right? So that's how I stay organized, because again, I'm not organized. So this is what works for me, okay? So I will say, hey girl, I saw your comment on blank, like on Kayla's post, okay? I wait for the reply, and usually it's, hey girl, what's up, whatever, blah, 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 or tell me about hair, skin, and nails, whatever. So then I start my text replacements. And my first one is H. I use H for hair, skin, and nails. So I use H1. That's my first message. H1 is a short and simple explanation of what hair, skin, and nails is. That's it. It's like 3 or 4 sentences. I explain what hair, skin, and nails is. And then when they reply and they're like, oh my gosh, sounds good, what is it? I usually get the question, what is it? Even though the first sentence says it's a vitamin, almost all the time people say, what is it? And I'm like, it's a vitamin. Like, I learned that. That's cool. I'll repeat it just so you remember. So I'll tell them again, it's a vitamin. And then they're like, usually their second question is, okay, well, how much is it? How do I get it? Whatever. That's usually their response. Then I use H2, which is, let me read it to you. And y'all have probably seen this text replacement before. Because it's super simple, but it says, yes, girl, I can sign you up. I don't care if they just asked like something completely random. I'm going to say I'm signing you up because it puts the seed in their head that they're enrolling, that they're going to order no matter what. Okay. So I say, yes, girl, I can sign you up. It's normally $55, but I'm giving it to people for $33 as a product model. You'll just become a loyal customer. Then their next question is probably going to be, well, what's a loyal customer? What does it involve? How do I get it? Whatever. I never, ever, 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 100 times, ever explain the customer program on Messenger. Ever, period. I always get their phone number. Because now, and when we talked about this at boot camp last weekend, you want to always get them offline is what we called it, right? Isn't that what your panel was, Kayla? We want to get them offline. So you want another contact besides social media. This is so
they feel comfortable with you.
Exactly. This is so important. And if I'm enrolling somebody, like I just don't feel safe doing it on Facebook Messenger because I don't want them giving me information on Facebook. I would prefer them to text it to me so I'm in control of having that information and I can delete it or get rid of it however is necessary that they're comfortable with. And I'll even tell them that. I'll say, hey girl, or they'll say, okay, well, what's a loyal customer? How do I get it? Blah, 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 whatever. I'll say, can I text you? If it needs further explanation, I will, but I literally just say, can I text you? And 99% of the time, they'll give me their phone number. If I feel like that conversation is hesitant or I feel like they maybe won't give me their phone number, then I'll say, hey girl, can I have your number? It's so much easier to text you. And I feel like it would be, I just feel safer, enrolling you through text message and not through Facebook Messenger. And usually they're like, oh yeah, cool, makes sense. That's fine. So I'll literally say that to them. So I get their phone number. I text them and say, hey girl, this is Cassie. And as soon as they reply, I send them H3, which is how to become a loyal customer. That's it. There's 3 messages. After I get their phone number, I send the third one. And that's it. And then usually they're like, sounds good. I'm ready. What do I need to do? Whatever. Because the end of my message says, are you ready? ! Question mark. And so I'm basically just saying yes or no. Like, are you ready or are you not? And usually they'll say, yes, I'm ready. How do I do it? Whatever. And then my last message is P8, because I told you all my host-to-post text messages are P. So P8 is my very last one. And it says, perfect. I can get you all set up if you're comfortable giving me information, or I can walk you through it. I give them both options. Most of the time, they will allow me to do it. I have very few people who don't. And if they do, then I send them my other text replacement. That's SU, which is sign up. And I tell them what information I need to sign them up. And then I go through eSuite and I sign them up. If they want to do it themselves, I send them a voice message that I have saved in my voice memos on my iPhone. If you don't use voice memos, again, you're missing out on life because it's amazing. So I'll send them a voice memo that says customer enrolling. they'll click on it, and it basically just gives them instructions on how to enroll, and then I send them the link. I don't know if you guys know how to do this, but if you go to your website and you click on shop and you add the product to the cart, you copy the link at the top of that page and send it to them. That way, when they click on it, it automatically takes them to the page with the cart already having the product in it, and all they have to do is click checkout and become a loyal customer. That's it. They don't have to go through finding the product or anything like that. They literally just click on the button. So that's exactly what I do from start to finish, of talking to them about the product, telling them the price, telling them the customer program, getting their phone number, and enrolling them.
Yeah. It seems like a lot of steps, but once you like get it down, and like Cassie said, once you start creating your own text replacements, creating your own voice memos, literally you guys, these conversations go in like minutes, like so fast. And that's how we're able to enroll so many people, is because we have those tools in place. We have our text replacement set up. We have our voice memo set up. So like Cassie said, I do the same thing. If somebody comments on the post, I just say, I'm going to message you or message you. I add them on Messenger, send them a friend request. I message them and usually say like, hey, are you interested in the cleanse? And of course they say yes because they commented. And I send, what I have set up is Cassie has her text replacements and I use those too, but I've actually, I'm such a talker, like I like to talk to people. So what I've done is voice message myself what the cleanse is, like how it is, like what it is, how you use it or whatever. I forward that voice message to every single person who says, yes, I'm interested in the cleanse. And then at the end of the voice message, it says, I can send you the product sheet if you're interested in looking at it. And so I have screenshotted the product sheet from the It site of the cleanse, and I send them because me as a consumer, I would want to know what it looked like what I was buying. Not everyone is that way, but if they're interested in seeing the product sheet, I send them the product sheet. They look it over. They usually then ask how much it is, and I say, it's $36 at our loyal customer price. Are you familiar with the It Works loyal customer program? Most of them say no. So then I have a voice message also set up of what the loyal customer program is. And I forward that to every single person. So these tools make it so simple. You're not having to type out the same thing over and over. You have to get your text replacement set up, or you have to use your voice message just to make these conversations go fast, because you want to sign 10 customers a day. And you can't do that if you're, having to message all these people. Okay, Cassie, let's talk about the people that like don't sign up right away. Like, because there are some that will like just not answer you or wait around. Hello, the fortune is in the follow-up, you guys. I follow up the very next day. So you have to follow up with people. Cassie, can you talk about your follow-up process?
So if I'm talking to somebody that's commented, that's obviously interested because they opened the door by commenting, okay, you guys have to remember, if they're saying I'm interested or they're putting an emoji on that post, they're interested. Like, don't be afraid to message them. Don't be afraid to keep messaging them. Don't be afraid to follow up with them, because they've given you permission by opening the door and saying, I am interested, okay? We just got to throw that out there. Second of all, if I message them and I'm talking to them about the product and I don't seal the deal because either they don't have the money, or it's not payday, or they're not ready, or they need to think about it, whatever the reason may be, because that's usually one of 3 reasons, then what I do is I say, okay, when is a good time for me to check in with you? And usually they say, I get paid Friday, or I get paid next week, or I get paid next month, or this day, whatever. They'll give you a day if you ask, okay? Or if they say in a few weeks, I'm like, okay, I go to my calendar and I'll look at 2 weeks from now, because to me, a few means 2. So that's good with me. So I'll literally say, okay, well, is in 2 weeks on this day at this time good for you? And usually they'll say yes, or sometimes I don't even ask, and I'll just look at today, 2 weeks from now, and I put it in the messenger as an alert. I utilize those alerts like they're lifelines, you guys. So those alerts are meant to give them notifications and me so I don't forget, but then I immediately put them in my calendar on my phone as well, and I check my calendar every single day. Everything is on my phone. That way, if I'm out and about, or I'm on vacation, or I'm traveling, or I'm at the store, or I'm driving somewhere, or I'm at my family's, whatever I'm doing, it's with me in my phone. I don't have to take a notebook. I don't have to take a planner. I don't have to take any of that. It's in my phone with me at all times. So that's what I do to keep myself accountable and to remind myself of who I've talked to, and I don't lose track of them, because it's so easy when you're doing so many host to posts and you have, especially if they blow up and you're talking to so many people, it is easy to let people fall through the cracks. And it is easy to forget about conversations because you're talking to so many new people every day, and it's easy to forget to follow up, right? So I always make sure I get a date from them by the time I'm done with that conversation if they aren't ready. But what I say to them, because I have had people, just like any other time you're talking to customers, it doesn't have to be host post, okay? Just in this business in general, you're going to have people who say, I'm ready on Friday. And you're like, hell yeah, I'm signing a customer on Friday. Guess what? Friday gets here, your air conditioner broke. Or they had to take their dog to the vet. Or their kid got sick and they had to go to the doctor. Things happen. Life happens. And sometimes this is not their main priority. Right? How many times have you told yourself, I need to go to Target on Friday and get that cute shirt so I can go out this weekend, or whatever, cute pair of shoes, or I need to go buy bread or whatever. Something happens, you get busy and you don't go to Target. Right? I can't tell you how many times that happened to me, or it does happen to me on a daily basis. I'm planning to go somewhere, or I plan to buy something and something comes up, or I forget, or I don't want to do it anymore and I change my mind. It happens. Okay. So I can't tell you how many times I've had people put on my calendar for a specific day and they say something happened, something came up, I can't do it anymore, whatever. Okay, cool. When's another good time to reach out to you? I'll let you know if I have spots left or I have spots available at that time. That way they don't know I have unlimited spots, but they think, oh, okay, well, if spots open back up by that time, I'll probably be ready to sign up. And if they're not ready, then I get another day. And another day, and another day. And I keep following up with them, okay? The other thing is I will tell them right off the bat, because that has happened to me. I tell them right off the bat, okay, girl, I can put you on my calendar for that day, but I only want to do it if you're serious, because I don't want to save your spot if you're not. I'm straight up like, if you're serious, that's cool, and I'll put you down. But if you're just saying, I'll be ready next Friday, but you're really like, I don't know, if I have the money, I'll get it. If not, that's cool too. Then I'm not putting your name down. I still put their name down because I'm still going to follow up. But I tell them, I tell them I'm not going to, because I want them to think that it's like they have to do it right now, right? I want them to think it's exclusive right now. So I don't tell them that, but I still put their name down, okay? So I just let them know that up front, because what you're essentially doing is creating urgency. You're telling them, like, this is how many spots I have right now. I've even had people ask me, well, how long is this deal going on? Or how long do you have spots? And I say, well, whenever they fill up is when they're gone, is basically what I tell them. Whenever they fill up, they're going to be gone. Also, if they say, well, I'll have money next week, I'll say, okay, girl, I'll let you know. If that's how I respond to that. I'll let you know if I have spots left next week. I'll put you on my calendar, but only if you're serious, and I'll save your spot. That way I know. Sometimes things might still come up. They might still not be able to order, and that's okay. But if they're telling me they're serious, I feel more confident and more comfortable putting their name on my calendar, which I'm going to do anyways. But again, it's just putting a seed in their mind of, you're ordering next Friday.
Yeah, I love it. And people will say, okay, I'm going to send you my credit card info. And like, you don't get it. Like, I legitimately, like, last week I had to follow up with a girl 4 times. And this happened yesterday. I had to follow up with a girl 3 times because she said, I'm going to send you my credit card info. And then they never would. Like, I never got it. So you just keep having this. I just kept saying, hey, did you send me your info yet? Hey, check it again. I'm putting an order. Did you send me your you just have to ask, because it's true. Like, especially coming from a mama, like, we get so sidetracked. Like, right. Because I could be like getting ready to pay a bill, and then here comes Austin wanting a snack and juice. So people just forget. So you have your job is to follow up, okay, no matter what. I think that kind of talks about most of the processes of everything. But I want to make sure that we just really communicate to you guys that this has to be done consistently. This has to be part of something that you do daily. This can't be something that you do today and then not again for 2 weeks. You're not going to sign those mass amounts of customers. And even if you want to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or you want to do it Tuesdays and Thursdays, like, figure out something that works for you. But you can't just do it and then not get any responses one day and be like, oh, well, it doesn't work, because it does work. This process does work. Cassie's done it month after month. My teammate Courtney has done it month after month. I started doing it last month, and I started doing it again this month, and I'm getting more customers than ever before. So you just have to do it like exactly this method, and do it consistently. Don't get upset if somebody tells you no. Don't get upset if you don't get a lot of comments. Some days are going to be hot. Some days are not going to be so hot. But you have to keep doing it because this method does work. Cassie, is there anything else that you wanted to say?
I don't think so. I think that's it. I mean, I think pretty much. I mean, essentially, you guys, they're just posting. You're adding those people as friends. You're reaching out to them. You're telling them about the product, and then you're sealing the deal, or they're going on your hundreds list to follow up at a later date. And you're constantly growing your network and constantly growing your potentials list. And that's it. It's literally that simple. And like some of these tips might not work for you and some of them might, and that's great. But everybody does things differently, and you just have to try it and figure out what works for you, because some of the things that we mentioned might sound like so difficult to you, but until you try it, until you figure out your rhythm and your system, that's when you're going to find what works for you, is just by doing it and figuring it out. And if you feel comfortable just doing 1 to 2 posts a day, like having 1 to 2 people, you can get the hang of it, then do that until you get the hang of it. I just jumped in because I was like, I'm just going to figure it out and we'll see what happens, right? But not everybody's like that. So if it intimidates you, start small, do 1 or 2, and then 3 or 4, just until you figure out what works. But you guys, this has seriously been such an amazing, amazing way to grow my network, to build my business, to build my potentials list, because I've been in this business for 3.5 years. So, you would think, like most people would think, well, at some point your market has to run out, right? No, I am constantly growing my network. I am constantly growing my potentials list. And this is a major way to do that because it connects you to so many people. And the thing that I love most about it, you guys, is some people, when they come into this business, are intimidated to add random people or add strangers on Facebook or add people that they're not connected to, right? Is that a fear that some of you guys have? Because I had that fear when I started. I did it, but I was still scared to do it, right? The thing I love about Host to Post is when someone's making a post for you, and those in their mind, they're thinking, okay, well, Kayla made this post and she mentioned this girl, so she knows her, so I feel comfortable reaching out to her. I feel comfortable talking to her because my friend knows her. Mm-hmm. And so they immediately start with that trust in their mind when you message them, because they're not getting a message from a random stranger. They're not getting a friend request from a random stranger. They already know what your name is because you've been mentioned in that post. So when you're telling them that you're reaching out to them and you're going to be messaging them, they expect a friend request and they expect a message. So it's not weird or random or awkward because they're expecting it. So that's one of the things I love most about it, is because it immediately allows you to jump on building that relationship with people and not feel scared or worried that you're going to like freak people out. Okay. So anyways, there's so many good things that can be said about it, but we like made this way long plans. So we answered all of y'all's questions. And I'm so glad we recorded this, but yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I got.
Yeah. I'm going to, and this is if this is something you've never done before, just remember, this is new. It's a learning curve. You're going to have to learn how to do it. And you're only going to learn how to do it and be better at it by actually doing it. So just remember that as well. Okay. So I am going to post the recording on Elite Warriors. If you guys have questions, just post it. When I post the recording, can you guys just comment underneath the recording, and then we will try to comment back to you as we have time. Okay. Because I really only wanted this to be 30 minutes, but we obviously gave you way more info. So no, it's totally fine. But yeah, so I know that everybody, has kiddos and they're busy. And so I'm going to let y'all go, and I'll put up the recording. I'll try to get it put up tonight, but I live in the boondocks. My internet service is slow. So it might be tomorrow before I get it up. But we are so glad that you guys hopped on and just put this into action, and you will get customers. I promise. Okay, bye, you guys.